Hello, everyone, and welcome to Alex's English Podcast. I'm Alex, and I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Our topic is one that many English learners struggle with: how to improve your English listening skills. Whether you're a beginner or you've been studying English for a while, listening can still feel difficult. But don't worry, we have lots of simple tips to help you understand English audio more easily. And as always, I have my good friend Sophia here with me. How are you, Sophia?
Hi, Alex. I'm doing great, and I'm excited to talk about this topic. I remember my early days of learning English. I struggled a lot with listening because native speakers talked so quickly. It felt impossible to catch every word. I often felt frustrated and wondered if I could ever understand normal, everyday conversations. But with practice and the right methods, I discovered that listening can become one of the most enjoyable parts of learning a language.
That's so true, Sophia. Many learners feel nervous or frustrated when they listen to fast English. They might hear a word here or there, but they can't catch the full meaning. One common reason is that their ears are not used to English sounds yet. Another reason is vocabulary. When you listen, you might not recognize certain words, even if you've seen them in textbooks. Plus, real English conversations include linking, sounds, contractions, and natural speech patterns. So, the first thing I want to say is, don't give up. Over time, your ears will adapt, and you will understand more and more.
That's right. I think one big tip is to start with easy content. If you're a beginner, don't jump straight into difficult news broadcasts or movies with advanced language. Instead, look for materials made for learners, such as slow English podcasts or beginner-friendly videos. The language in these materials is simpler, and the speed is usually slower. By starting with easier content, you can build confidence. You will notice small wins, like, "Oh, I understood that whole sentence," or "I caught a new phrase." This positive feeling helps you keep going.
Yes, exactly. Another tip is to listen to the same content multiple times. Repetition is very powerful. For example, if you find a short clip, maybe just 2 or 3 minutes long, listen to it once and try to get the main idea. Then listen again and focus on individual words or phrases. If it has subtitles or a transcript, you can read them the second time to see what you missed. After that, listen a third time without reading. Each round will help you catch more details. This practice trains your ear to recognize common words and phrases in real speech.
That's a great idea. When I was learning, I often listened to short English dialogues again and again. Each time, I noticed new words and how they connected. Another technique is shadowing. Shadowing means you play a piece of audio and speak along with it, almost at the same time, trying to copy the speaker's rhythm and intonation. It might feel challenging at first, but it really helps you understand how words blend together in fast speech. You also learn natural pronunciation patterns this way.
I love shadowing, too. It helps you become more aware of the sounds of English. But remember, shadowing is a bit advanced. If you're a total beginner, you can just focus on listening carefully first. Then, later, you can try to repeat phrases or sentences after you hear them. For both beginners and intermediate learners, active listening is key. Don't just let the audio play in the background. Pay close attention. Try to catch key words. Try to guess the topic if you don't understand everything. The more actively you listen, the faster you will improve.
That's so true. Sometimes people turn on English videos or podcasts while they do other tasks, like cleaning or cooking. That's okay for passive listening, and it can still help you get used to English sounds. But you really make progress when you sit down, focus, and listen actively. Another tip: use shorter content if you have trouble concentrating for a long time. A 5-minute video is easier to work with than a 30-minute podcast, especially for beginners. Once you feel more comfortable, you can listen to longer materials.
Absolutely. Another great tip is to choose topics that interest you. If you like cooking, watch cooking shows in English. If you enjoy sports, find simple sports podcasts or short sports videos in English. When you are interested in the content, you're more likely to pay attention and learn new vocabulary. This makes the listening process fun, rather than a boring task you feel forced to do. You might even forget you're studying.
Yes, exactly. I also recommend that learners use visual clues. If you're watching a video, look at the speaker's facial expressions, body language, or pictures on the screen. These can help you understand the context. When we talk in real life, we use gestures and facial expressions to communicate, not just words. So don't feel bad if you need to watch and listen at the same time. Over time, as your skills grow, you can challenge yourself with audio-only materials, like pure podcasts.
Good point. Using visual clues is definitely helpful. Another technique is to practice listening for specific things. For example, you can listen for numbers, like times or prices. Or you can listen for key words, like important nouns and verbs. This helps you focus. You don't need to understand every word to follow the story or the instructions. For instance, if someone says, "We'll meet at 5 o'clock at the library," you can catch 5 o'clock and library, and you already know the main idea. Where and when to meet.
Yes, and this leads to another important tip. Accept that you won't understand everything. Many students feel upset when they miss words or phrases. But this is normal. Even native speakers sometimes miss words in a noisy environment. If you understand the main message, that's a success. With practice, you will catch more details. But if you pressure yourself to understand 100%, right away you might feel discouraged. So, relax and do your best. Each time you will improve a little more.
That's a great reminder. Another way to improve your listening skills is to combine listening with reading. For example, you can find an audio story that also has a transcript. First, try to listen without reading. Then, if you get stuck or you're not sure about a word, you can read the transcript to see what was said. After that, listen again and see if you recognize those words more easily. This method helps you match sounds to written words.
Yes, I used to do that with simple English stories. It helped me build my vocabulary and my listening confidence. Also, don't forget to review and repeat. If you listen to something today and learn a few new words, try to review them tomorrow. Then listen to the same piece again. You'll see how much more you understand the second time or the third time. This progress feels really good and motivates you to keep going.
Definitely. Let's also talk about using the right speed. Many English learning platforms or apps let you slow down the audio. This can help at first because it lets you hear each word more clearly. But if you rely on slow speed all the time, you won't get used to normal conversational English. So, my suggestion is to start at a slower speed if you need it, but slowly move up to normal speed. You can do this by increasing the speed step by step as you feel more comfortable.
That's a smart approach. Another tip that really helped me was listening to English every day, even if it's just a few minutes. Consistency is more important than long sessions once in a while. If you listen to a short podcast or a short video every day, your ears stay fresh. Your brain remains active in English. Over time, you'll find that daily practice makes you feel more familiar with English sounds, vocabulary, and expressions. It's like watering a plant a little bit every day. It will grow steadily.
Yes, exactly. Daily exposure is so powerful. Also, consider finding a friend or a speaking partner to practice with. You can listen to something together, then discuss it in simple English. This helps you confirm what you heard. You can compare notes. Did you hear them say they will meet on Friday or Saturday? Wait, I think it was Friday. Talking about what you listened to helps you remember it better, and it gives you a chance to practice speaking skills. At the same time,
Yes, that's a great idea. If you don't have a friend nearby, you can look for online communities or language exchange groups. There are many people who want to improve their English listening and speaking, so you can help each other. Another point is to be patient with yourself. Listening is usually the skill that takes a bit longer to develop, but once you start to improve, it becomes very satisfying because it opens the door to real communication with English speakers.
I couldn't agree more. Also, remember that accents can vary. Sometimes, learners train their ears to understand one accent, like American English or British English, but then they struggle when they hear a different accent. My advice is to explore different accents over time. Don't do it all at once, if you're just starting out. But as you get more comfortable, listen to speakers from different regions. This will prepare you for the real world, where English speakers come from many countries and backgrounds.
That's very true. When you are used to different accents, you become more confident in real-life situations. Another practical tip is to write down new words or phrases you hear often. If you notice that a certain phrase keeps appearing, but you're not sure what it means, look it up. Then try to use it in your next conversation or writing. By actively learning from your listening practice, you'll expand your vocabulary and improve future comprehension.
Yes, and a lot of learners forget that listening and vocabulary go hand in hand. The more words you know, the easier it is to follow a conversation. But also, the more you listen, the more words you pick up in context. So it's like a circle that helps you keep improving. You learn words from listening, and then those words help you understand even better the next time. Just keep going, and remember that every small step adds up.
Absolutely. Another idea I like is focusing on specific topics for a short period. For instance, if you are interested in travel, you can watch multiple travel vlogs, listen to travel podcasts, and learn the vocabulary around travel. Because you hear the same kinds of words, like airport, passport, hotel, destination. Again and again, you become very comfortable with them. Then, if you move on to another topic, like cooking, you can immerse yourself in cooking shows and build up that set of words. This approach helps you create a stronger listening foundation in various areas.
Yes, topic-based learning is really effective. Now, let me ask you, Sophia, if you had to choose one habit that helped you the most with listening, what would it be?
Alex. Yes, topic-based learning is really effective. Now, let me ask you, if you had to choose one habit that helped you the most with listening, what would it be? Good question. I would say the most helpful habit for me was listening to short English clips every day, and then trying to summarize what I heard. Even if my summary was just one sentence, it made me focus on the main idea of the audio. Later, I could add more details. This habit helped me improve not just my listening, but also my speaking and writing. It forced me to really pay attention and then produce a response in English.
That's a fantastic habit. For me, the biggest help was probably shadowing. Once I reached a certain level, I started to repeat what the speakers said in real time, pausing every few seconds. It was hard at first, but it taught me how English words flow together. I also think it helped my pronunciation and overall fluency. It might not be for everyone, but if you're ready for a challenge, it's a great exercise.
Yes, shadowing can be a game changer for some learners. Finally, let's not forget that motivation plays a huge role. If you feel motivated and excited, you'll put in the time and effort needed to improve your listening. So try to make listening practice enjoyable. Listen to podcasts or music you like. Watch videos or TV shows that make you laugh or spark your curiosity. When it's fun, you'll want to do it more often.
That's so true. Sophia, if you force yourself to listen to boring material, you'll lose interest fast. Instead, find something you genuinely like, and it won't feel like a chore. Over time, your brain will get more used to English sounds. You'll start catching familiar words and phrases. Little by little, your comprehension will grow. It might feel slow at first, but one day you'll notice you understand much more than before. It's a wonderful feeling.
Absolutely. And remember, everyone learns at a different pace. Some people improve quickly, while others take a bit more time. That's okay. The important thing is to keep going, keep listening, and keep enjoying the journey. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were a month or 6 months ago and see how much you've grown.
Yes, self-comparison over time is a great way to see real progress. So, to sum up our main points, start with easy content. Listen multiple times, use transcripts, do daily practice, choose interesting topics, accept that you won't understand everything, write down new vocabulary, explore different accents, and keep the process fun. With these ideas, you can make steady progress in your English listening skills.
That's a perfect summary, Alex. I hope our listeners find these tips useful. Listening can be a challenge, but it can also be very rewarding. Understanding spoken English is the key to real communication, whether it's meeting new people, traveling, or just enjoying English videos and podcasts. So keep practicing, and don't give up.
Exactly. Thank you all for joining us on this episode of Alex's English Podcast. We hope you feel inspired to try out these strategies for improving your listening skills. Remember, the more you practice, the easier it gets. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please like it and subscribe to our channel. Your support, really, helps us reach more English learners around the world. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and have fun with your English journey.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate your time and hope to see you again soon. Take care, everyone, and good luck with your listening practice.